All right, so yesterday the Philadelphia Eagles put out a pretty lengthy injury report, and that's what we're going to go over in this video. And I think some of these injuries some of these people on this injury report are people that aren't going to play in this game, but also I think some of the players on this injury report are players that are just getting rest, and it's just precautionary, and I don't think there's any need to really freak out about some of these injuries. But anyways, let's get into it. Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Philly Willy Podcast. And in today's episode, like I said in the beginning of the video, we're going to be covering the Eagles' lengthy injury report that came out yesterday. And but before we get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, and make sure you guys are leaving comments down in the comment section below if you want to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles or football in general. But with that being said, let's get into the injury report. So I'm just going to read off the names of the people on the injury report, and then I'm going to go over whether they did not participate, limited participant, or full participant. So we got Reed Blankenship with a rib injury, Lane Johnson with an ankle injury, Bradley Roby with a shoulder, Devontae Smith with a hamstring, which was a surprising injury on this list, Jalen Carter with an ankle, Dallas Goedert with a groin, Darius Slay with a knee, Milton Williams with the ankle, Sidney Brown with a hamstring, Eli Ricks with the knee, and Marlon Tupelotu with triceps. So the people that did not participate were Reed Blankenship, Lane Johnson, Bradley Roby, and Devontae Smith. Now, the surprising person on this list was Devontae Smith. So basically, I don't think that this is... I think that Devontae Smith is going to play in this game against the Miami Dolphins. We didn't hear anything about this injury coming up to this point. And, Devontae Smith did pop up on the injury list a couple weeks ago, and he was a limited participant. So, maybe it was just re-aggravating this hamstring injury. Instead of having a limited practice, they were just completely letting him sit out so that he could get some more rest time for that hamstring. So I don't think that's really that big of a deal. I think we're going to be seeing Devontae Smith come Sunday night whenever we play the Miami Dolphins. Bradley Roby, he is out with a shoulder injury. Now, we have heard reports that he's week to week with that, so we're probably not going to see Bradley Roby in that slot corner position. And another thing to allude to that is that we brought back Josiah Scott, so he's probably going to be playing in that slot spot. So Bradley Roby is probably going to be out for this game, and he is week to week. Lane Johnson, now it was said that he could have been placed on the IR, and then he was a couple weeks. He was going to be out for a couple weeks, and then it was week to week, and now we're getting reports that Lane Johnson is participating today. Now, this injury report was yesterday. That's why the new one hasn't came out, but I'm just covering it from yesterday. So that's why yesterday I said did not participate, but today I saw a tweet from Elliot Short-Parks. He said, looks like Devontae Smith and Lane Johnson will practice. We'll get the full report later. And then I also saw another tweet from him saying that he was getting reps, individual drills with the starters. So that is a good sign. And also it was a good sign that Devontae Smith did also participate in today's practice. So that is a good thing. And then Reed Blankenship, I really haven't heard too much about that. So if he is out, that really is a blow to our defense. So we're just going to have to roll with the next man up and see what happens there. Now, for the people who were limited participants, you had Jalen Carter, Dallas Goedert, Darius Slay, and Milton Williams. Jalen Carter, hopefully he is good to go to add to this superstar freaking defensive line that we have and get after the quarterback and get 6-7 sacks. If they're getting 5 sacks without Jalen Carter, we can get 6-7 sacks with Jalen Carter. Just adding that pressure to the offensive line. Dallas Goedert, I see him playing. I don't see. We never really heard anything about his groin injury, so it looks good. He is a limited participant, and I'd imagine he's gonna be upgraded to a full participant with this Thursday or Friday practice coming up. Darius Slay, now he was a limited participant, and Darius Slay was quoted saying that he was almost back. He was basically almost back to 100%. He'll be back a lot sooner than maybe we think that he will be. So that's looking like a good sign for the secondary. It would be a huge boost for us if we can get Darius Slay back, because this secondary has really just taken a huge hit early in the season, and this isn't something that we really dealt with last year. So we need to get the secondary going, especially against these speedy, fast wide receivers in this offense that the Miami Dolphins has. So that would be really, really clutch if we can get Darius Slay back in here. And then Milton Williams, he was a limited participant with an ankle, probably just a precautionary rest day and getting just that limited practice. And then the people that were full participants, which I am 100% super excited about is Sidney Brown. I cannot wait to see him in that safety position. I'm pretty sure it was declared that he is going to get that start at safety since Justin Evans is on the IR. And he is definitely better than Terrell Edmunds. I want to see what he does. When he gets his opportunity to get that full game. We saw flashes of what he can do, especially in that game against the Buccaneers whenever he broke up that pass on Mike Evans. I think this kid is going to be a really, really star talent for this Philadelphia Eagles defense, and I'm excited to see him back out there after missing the past couple weeks. Eli Ricks was a full participant, which is good. Always good to have that corner depth. And then Marlon Tupelotu was a full participant with his tricep. So all in all, we had a pretty long list, but it's starting to take shape, and I think some of these players are starting to come back, and that is really good for us. When Miami comes into town, we need to just get things flowing and just get this team back to where it feels like it should be, and where we know it should be, and where the players know that it should be. Now, that is basically it for the Philadelphia Eagles injury report. I want to go over the Miami Dolphins, what's going on with their injury report. They also as well have a pretty lengthy injury report, and same situation like as the Philadelphia Eagles, and some players can most likely are going to be playing that are on this list. So let's just go over it. So you have Xavier Howard, Alec Ingold, Kendall Lamb, Connor Williams, Kader Kohu, Nick Needham, Jalen Ramsey, Chase Claypool, Jalen Phillips, and Jeff Wilson. So the two big names on this list are Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey. If they don't play, that's a pretty big boost to our team, but as we saw last week, the Jets' 3 starting corners were out, and it really did. I mean, we had a big game through the air, but we still didn't get the win. So even if these corners are out and our wide receivers are having a big day, it doesn't mean that we're necessarily going to get the win if we aren't picking up the pace on other aspects of the field. So it could be a big boost if those two don't play. Jalen Ramsey was a limited participant, so I'd imagine he's probably going to be pushing to play, but Xavier Howard did not participate, and I've been hearing things about in the nature of that he isn't going to be playing in this game. So we'll see what happens whenever we get closer to Sunday. And those are basically just the two huge players for the Miami Dolphins that we have to look and keep an eye out on. There's just a lot of key factors that are going to go into this game, and that I'm going to get into a little bit later on Saturday with my Week 7 matchup preview between the Eagles and the Miami Dolphins. So we're going to get into that a little bit later. I just wanted to make this video to go over this lengthy injury report on both sides, the Eagles and the Miami Dolphins. So that's basically going to end it for this video. Like I said, make sure you look out for that Week 7 matchup preview video on Saturday. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, and make sure you guys are leaving comments down below about the Philadelphia Eagles, or if you want to talk about football in general, make sure you're leaving those comments down there below. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.